YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube.
Hey
And
guys, you know what?
ad-free videos on the YouTube Kids app. So kids can bounce the Kids Bop without missing a beat. YouTube Premium.
I am having so much trouble.
Lori Paige. Tonight, concerns are continuing to grow for this missing 12-year-old who was last seen in Tallahassee more than 8 months ago. Tonight, the FBI is now offering a $15,000 reward for information helping them find Lori. They tell 10 Tampa Bay they have no solid leads on where she may be, but it's possible she's in the Tampa Bay area. She has family in Tampa Bay.
So.
Lori was last seen in June 2023. The middle school student was 5 feet tall, around 120 pounds at the time of her disappearance. One of her teachers says that she and her classmates have not stopped thinking about Lori, and they are growing more concerned about the lack of development in her case.
It's unsettling. Everything's not right in the world.
This is a very good woman.
Missing.
Tallahassee police, they have looked into every lead but haven't gotten any closer to finding Lori. They say this is the longest missing juvenile case their department has seen within the past year.
Have never worked a case where a child has been missing this long without some sort of lead or communication from the child.
Billboards that look like this right here are going up in areas across Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee. The FBI says she has ties to all of these states. So if you have any information, no matter how small it may seem, you are encouraged to reach out to the FBI. You can also help by sharing Lori's photo. We have all of this for you on the 10 Tampa Bay app.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, of course, I'm using that clip, and hopefully nothing bad will happen because I'm using it to find Lori Paige. So this video might be 3 parts because I already, hi, namaste everybody. I'm Katrina Brady, and I'm from Mystic Brady. And I try, if you haven't met me, you don't know me, I am also a teacher. And I have been working on missing children and missing teenagers and missing people since probably 1990. Yeah, about 1990. In New York, back in New York, that's when I started. But anyhow, I try to use my gifts from God and my connection to spirit to find the missing, and I am trying to find this young lady along with my other cases. Let me just put you down for a moment and put the cap back on my pen so it doesn't go dry out. Anyhow, so like I said, this will be in 3 parts because I stopped and started and my phone is only on 30% because I was looking up sections. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my notes. I have loads of notes. I did the dowsing rods. Before I do the dowsing rods and tell you what see, Spirit told me don't even worry about the cards. I picked out some cards. I shuffled ahead of time because that takes a long time and sometimes that takes me off my mission. So I will do the cards last and it might be in a different video. What I want to do now is I want to just read my notes. A lot of the information I got was off of Awakened Butterfly Readings, Quinthea. So if you haven't seen her channel, please go to it. She does missing cases just like me, and she does more. I have a limit that I can't take too much. I've been working for the past couple of years on the Summer Wells case. Anyhow, lots of cases. Michael Joseph Vaughn, lots of cases. But I'll tell you why I came back to Lori Paige's case, because, see, I still want to call her Alice or I want to call her Ellen. So I don't know if that's a middle name or I don't know if that's a person around her that means something. But anyhow, she says to me in my mind, and now this doesn't mean she's in the spirit world, because I have something to say about that too. And all right, this is all allegedly. I am just a psychic medium, a intuitive reader. Not that I don't believe in myself. I do believe in myself, and usually my first read is the most accurate. So that's why I was so nervous to put this together. But she kept coming to me and saying in my head, you know, spiritually, when are you going to do my case? When are you going to look for me, Katrina? And I have been. I have notes from when I started weeks ago. So I saw Nancy, first I saw Quinn Threa, Awaken Butterfly Readings. I saw her do it. Then I said I would do a read. I started then, but I just had other cases come in. Also, I worked as a teacher, so I'm a substitute right now, but I'm a regular teacher and have a master's degree. I've been teaching for, you know, since the 80s. So I'm old. I'm 60. I almost said I'm 30. No, I'm 60. So I'm old, but I've been doing readings also since I was in my teens. Anyhow. And actually since I was a teenager, since I was a child, I've had the gift. So anyhow, Lori says to me, when? And I said, oh, sweetheart, I am gonna do it. But she was like, when? Your book is in the car. You don't even have your book with you. So I went to the car, I got my book, I came back in, and I started to do the dowsing rods. Okay, if you don't know what the dowsing rods are, I call them Madame Zelda because I named them. And a lot of people don't believe in them. For a long time, I wasn't feeling like I was getting accurate information. But I had a list of questions to places where I thought she was. And I also have a map. And I'm going to show you that map. One second. Okay, so what I do is I do the dowsing rods, but I don't ordinarily do them. I literally touch the map when I'm in a meditative state. I touch the map and I concentrated on Florida and Tallahassee. And I am not great at locations, so I have to Google different locations and see how I feel. But before I even Googled anything, I did hear Tampa. Now they're talking a lot about Tampa lately, that she had people that she knows there, okay? And if you don't know the case, stop my video, go to Nancy Grace and listen to her 45-minute to 50-minute video. She gives you all the facts. I jump around, okay, because I have to stay in my spiritual state. And just until recently, I had my meditation music on, but I felt like I got a lot of clap back from a lot of people the last couple of times I had my music on. I like to have it on so that I can read, that I can go into my zone. But what I did was I took my notes, I did the cards beforehand, so that therefore you guys that are sensitive to the music could just listen to my voice and hopefully it comes out clear. That's how I was told to do it. But when I was concentrating on the map in Florida, originally I had felt that she was no longer there, okay? But I feel like she left Florida, you know, not by herself. Of course not. She's 12 years old. But I feel like she was taken from Florida, and I kept hearing Memphis. So something important about Memphis, Tennessee, or somebody with the name Memphis, or going to Memphis, but then coming back. I do feel Georgia. I felt hot on Georgia. Tampa, if she went to Tampa, she certainly, I gotta know. See, I have it written down. I do take copious notes. I have 6 pages in here. I have pages in here based on what I'm doing. So I did it all beforehand so that I could just kind of do a straight read and then explain the cards. Now, Spirit doesn't want me to rely mostly on the cards because they're showing me something in my head that could be clues, okay? So I'm just going to read my notes first, And then that'll help you if you don't know the case and aren't sure about the case. So let me just read to you. I hope this phone doesn't go dead. I really do, because it already went off from my beginning, so I have to upload both parts. There may come a time where I have to go and just plug it in. I don't have a plug here next to me in the dining room. My plug is in the living room because I have other things plugged in here. So anyhow, let me just see. I'll see what I could do. Okay. Lori Paige, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, missing from June 3rd, 2023. She's 12 years old. She had just turned 12 in April, right? Went missing June 3rd. So she was basically 11 and she turned 12. Okay, I know you know how to add, but what I'm trying to say is this is a little girl, okay? Missing from Tallahassee, Tennessee. The father reported it. Yeah, I was having a lot of trouble with my eyes, and so I feel like she has trouble with her eyes. Okay, so the father reported it, and the father works in corrections. What had happened was the mother had custody and had relinquished or given up custody to the father. I don't know what the problems were with the mother. I could only found one thing on the mother. I think she did a talk show. Now I don't think she's talking to anybody. All right, so you might not look into that. I look into that. Because you always look into the parents. But apparently, a month before, a month in May, she had run away. I don't think she was gone long, but maybe 2 days. And she went to friends' houses. She did have people that she knew in the middle school that helped her out. Maybe they gave her food. Maybe they gave her something. But why did she run away the first time? They're trying to say that she's a runaway and that there's no foul play. But I'm telling you that when somebody goes missing, a child goes missing, okay? Even if they ran away or I used to run away. I broke the vacuum. I remember I was 12 or 13, and I broke the vacuum and I ran away to my brother's apartment, which was far away from my house. I walked there, of course, because I can't drive, right, at 12. And I was so afraid that my mother was going to be so angry with me that I ran away to my brother's house. And my brother's wife at the time said, we got to call your mom because she's going to be really worried about you. And I said, no, she's going to be mad at me because I broke the vacuum. Meanwhile, I didn't even break it. It was able to be fixed. I'm just lame. And so I thought I broke it and I ran to my brother's. So I'm not psychically, intuitively feeling that this is a runaway. That I feel like this was a plan through somebody else promising her something, and I see her getting into a white car. I'll get into that later. Okay. But definitely she was taken. She's taken somewhere that I asked the dowsing rods and I asked my spirit guides, are they holding you against your will? And she said yes. At first, she didn't think that was going to happen, but that's what happened. That's what is happening. And I'm talking as if she's alive, and that's what I do feel. Now, everything is allegedly. This is in my opinion. This is in my mind, but it could be true. So that's why I called somebody about it. That's why I will call the FBI about it. That's why you have to share my videos. Please share my videos. I do not make money. I'm not a monetized channel. I always do cases for free. I try my best. I have 21 cases going on right now that I work on. A couple of them have people in jail, but I still keep my eye on it because not all the facts are in. So I'm always open intuitively to it. but especially because I'm a teacher and a mother, the children are where my heart is planted 24/7, 365. Okay? Never do I go away from the children. Sometimes I have to take breaks. But anyhow, this is, in my opinion, allegedly. I am a psychic medium, and but can I be wrong? Yes, I can be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. I asked many times if she was in the spirit world or she was in the physical world, and I'm getting she's in the physical world. And I'm like, wow, that would be amazing, because so many kids are ending up deceased, and it's disgusting. But I asked over and over again, and they don't like you to ask more than 3 times. Okay, because then they're like, you're playing a game. So intuitively, we're going with that I feel she's still alive. Okay, so reported it. The father reported it. Both times he reported it. Then the first in May of 2023, she was found. She went back home. So they thought that this would happen again. Also, just keep in mind, the father had custody, but he was new to having custody of her. The mother lost her rights to the custody. I don't know what the situation is, but the night before she went missing, the mother came over to the house and had a conversation with the father, and I think they had an argument. Okay, so allegedly, but watch Nancy Grace. And then the next day she's gone. Okay. Not blaming anybody, but calling bullshit to a lot of where bullshit belongs. Okay, so the father worked nights and left her alone nights in that house alone. I don't go for that. You need a babysitter, okay? No child should be alone. But apparently she could go to her neighbors if she had a problem. But still, that's being alone in the house. Too many hours for a child like that. Too many hours, okay? Yeah. There's a teacher, a paraprofessional teacher that works at the school, that knew her very much, cares about her, cares about Lori Paige, and got people together to go on searches, made flyers out of own money. It is a little bit on the internet, but most people didn't even hear of it. A lot of people in the school didn't even hear of it. Okay, but Margie Summers, the teacher, the paraprofessional that knew her, that knows Lori, and she's almost like an advocate for her. She's still trying to find her. When the dad worked the night shift, the daughter Lori would be home alone, beginning of 6th grade. The mother left her at the dad's house and relinquished all parental rights. She didn't have social media, but every student has a laptop. Now, you guys know, I'm a teacher, I'm in the school system. They all have a laptop, right? They all have this, right? And a lot of times they take it home with them, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they put it back into the station where they could charge it at the school. When they come in the next day, they go back on it, they put their passcode in it. Okay. Now, they're saying, I wasn't sure one way or another if she had it, took it home, didn't have it. Supposedly she didn't have a phone. Okay. I don't understand. I mean, I guess you don't have that much money, you can't get a phone, but if you're going to be alone all those hours and you don't have a cell phone to contact your father, the one parent that's supposed to be taking care of you, I don't understand that, okay? Maybe they had a house phone, a landline, but if you know how to log in, and she was a 6th grader, right? If you know how to log in to your iPad at school, then you could use any computer that you get your hands on and log into it and try to communicate. But I feel, of course, anybody who took her, allegedly, right? But she's definitely taken. She's not just like out in the world, hey, I'm 12, I'm going to take care of myself in the world, right? Even her mother said she really likes to eat and doesn't want to miss meals, so she wouldn't go out in the world where she wouldn't know where her next meal came from. That was one of the few things her mother did say. Okay. So, what I'm saying is she could get access to a computer, but if she's being held against her will, which when I asked the dowsing rods and spirit, they said yes, she's being held against her will. She's not there willingly. Maybe she thought she was going to get some kind of other deal, and I'll go more into that. But I do have to check my phone. But let me just read these notes, and then I might have to go charge you up a little bit and then come back. Okay. So beginning of 6th grade, the mother left her at dad's and relinquished all parental rights. So who's in charge? The dad. Who's responsible to make sure she's got clothing, has food to eat every day, is safe, has somebody with her at all times? The dad. Okay. So I'm sorry, but not sorry. You have to have, you get a babysitter. Yeah, she's not a baby, she's not an infant, but if she's getting up for school, she's got to get to school, she goes on the bus, she's getting on the bus, off the bus, somebody could be watching her if there's no parent involved, if there's no parental. Okay, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm sure the dad is devastated, okay? Yeah, he did call right away, both times. He called right away. Is he at the searches? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Is he calling up the cops and saying, looking for reports on his kid? I don't know the answer to that either. Is he using social media to find out, hey, where's my daughter? My daughter went missing. It's almost a year. Not really. I haven't seen him. Have you? Okay. So somebody said that he's shy. Okay. I don't care if you're mother effing shy, okay? If your kid goes missing, I don't understand how you sleep, how you eat, how you do anything without that kid in the room next to you, or without that kid in your house, in your apartment, in your home, okay? So I would sing it from the rooftops. I know that he has to work and make a living and pay his bills, so he has a roof over his head too. I understand that, but you have days off, okay? You could get on Facebook and say, I'm still looking for my daughter. If anybody saw this picture, here's my daughter's picture, okay? Takes 5 seconds, takes 3 minutes, all right? And that goes for the mother too, all right? So I think the mother was on maybe 2 shows, but I haven't seen her lately. Okay, so beginning of 6th grade, the mother left her at the dad's, relinquished parental rights. I don't know why I keep on looking at that sentence, but I do. Didn't have social media, as far as they know. Every student has a laptop, but handed it in. Okay, I did write, handed it in. 1-800-FBI. Okay, so that's the first page. Okay. 20 minutes. You're from Tallahassee, Florida. In 20 minutes, you could be to Georgia. Okay, and I did try to tap in. I feel like she went to a lot of places. One of them was Miami. Another one could have been Tampa, but then left. Another one was Georgia. One of them could have been Memphis. All right, but there's like a zigzag. I see a zigzag. Like when he was dragged here, went here, went back here, like moved around. Yeah. So you have to think, you don't want to think about sex trafficking, but you have to keep that in mind. And, it's scary, but this is the world we live in, unfortunately. Okay, so there was altercation. The night before the mom showed up at the home, the police were called. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, the night before, the mom before she was missing, before Lori Paige went missing, the night before, June 3rd, so this was June 2nd. June 2nd, the mom came to the house. Now, the mom has no rights with her, right? Relinquished her rights to the father who had never been with in her life. The father never lived with his daughter before. Okay? I don't know all the deets. I don't know all the details on that. But imagine the father was not ever living with the daughter. But when the mother was relinquishing rights, in order for the daughter not to go into foster care, the child was given to the father. And the father said, yes, I will. I never did it before, but yeah, I'll take her. She's my daughter. Okay. The night before the mom shows up at the home, the police were called. Important. To remove the mom from the home. Okay? Do what you will with it. Okay? Not pointing fingers. Okay. Anyhow, 14 detectives, no searches, and no pressers. Okay, there's a couple little things that were just thrown in recently, but 14 detectives checked it out. No searches, no pressers. Why? No pressers. Why? Okay, the teachers searched. The teachers, that woman I talked about. Margie Summers, teacher, paraprofessional. Okay? Organized a search. Why not the police? Why not mom and dad? Okay? I don't know anything about a grandmother. Heard something about a grandmother, but I don't know about a grandmother. Last seen in her home, watching TV with dad. Tech savvy. She's tech savvy. They know how to use the internet. Yes, kids that age, kids all ages, they are better than us. Okay? They're better than us at the internet. So, in other words, she doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have a laptop. Does she have an iPad? I'm pretty sure the dad said no. But if she were to get her hands on it, maybe she would be able to reach out. Okay, so the police said because she didn't have a cell phone, that she or iPad or technology, that she has no social footprint, digital footprint. But you know what? Everybody does. Everybody does. She might be under a different name. She might be using somebody else's. But I feel like they're keeping it away from her. Okay, so dad works at correctional prison, and that's a stressful job. 4-family duplex is what she lived in. Dad had her only for 1 year. So if she was in 6th grade, from 5th grade to 6th grade. 12 months. In the 12 months, she ran away once, and then, like I said, she was upset about something and she ran away, but she came back. Okay? And those kids that helped her out, they the kids that helped her out the first time she ran away, they were all questioned by the police. But, we won't get that information as civilians. We won't get that. Okay? But there's no best friend that she was always with. There's no person that she was playing with after school, hanging out with after school, playing video games. As far as we know, she got off the bus, went to school, was very worried about failing some test or not doing great. I don't even think she failed. I think she just didn't do great, and she was so upset about it. She told the teacher, Miss Summers, Maggie Summers, and Maggie Summers told her, don't worry, that, that we have all kinds of programs to help you to improve on that. But like, it brought me back to a space when I was in 6th grade. I was just, I was new to junior high, and I failed a test, and I wasn't smart. Okay, she sounds like she's very smart. I wasn't smart, and I was failing these tests, and I would get my test from the teacher and sit there and tell the person next to me, oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble when I get home. And the reality was, I wasn't in trouble. My mother knew exactly how hard I tried, and I would just not make good grades, except maybe in art and gym and English. But, math, science, I just was bad. Social studies, I was just bad at the tests. And the reason why I said that to my neighbor is because it meant something to me that I failed. I wanted to do so well, but I failed. I knew my mother wasn't, my father was out of the picture. They were divorced, and he disappeared for a few years, and it was during that time. And I knew my mother wouldn't be mad at me. She would just say, try a different way of studying, or try to prepare, make sure you're reading the right notes, the correct notes. She would definitely not punish me because she saw me at that table working hard. And for her to be very upset that she failed, it was probably because now she doesn't live with her mother. She lives with her father, and she wants to do so well to bring in great grades because she wants to present her father with the best version of her. And so he knows that he made the right decision by taking over custody. Okay? Maybe she really didn't feel comfortable 100% living with him because it was new. It was a new arrangement. Okay? I don't know. I just feel a certain kind of way about her feeling so upset about failing a test, or just not doing well on the test, making it into something bigger. But that happened right before she disappeared. Okay. So she rode the bus there and back. Was her father there to receive her off the bus? Was her father there to put her on the bus? I don't know. Who did she talk to at the bus stop? I don't know that. The house was never processed. Interesting. Why wasn't it processed? Okay, she has brown eyes, black hair. She used to have the dreadlocks. I don't know if she does anymore. 120 pounds last year. And maybe a beauty mark on her cheek, like right on the side of her nose. A beauty mark or a dark freckle. Okay. So, Florida to Georgia. I kept hearing that. Florida to Georgia. Second. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to plug you in, but I have to take a break. I'm going to keep you on as I plug you in. Yeah, I know it's weird, but just so I don't have to start it all over again because it's already too. Let me just plug you in, and I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Then I'm gonna come back, okay? And then I'll do the rest of the reading.
Found a great deal of the white sage.
Oh, really?
$220.
Oh, cool.
That's good, right? 200 of those things.
It's very good.
It was 10 boxes for $10.
Excellent.
Usually I get to the 120, so I actually you get a couple less, but it's like $5 and more cheaper.
The reason why I had to come in
And it's the
here.
one you like, the brand you like. The brand you like.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. I got those pumpkin bones again. So. Well, I got a big box of that. And then I got them the pumpkin. They're expensive though, because it's a little bag for like $10. But I figured they'll settle their stomach. It's not a cold, babe. It's allergies. Because I'm having trouble breathing. I had to take all that smell from your stuff in my mouth.
That'll do it here, the 5 right now.
You had to take what?
I had to breathe through my mouth, and I was taking that sage and shit. Honey.
Dana Marino along with Judge Denise, Hero, Airport Junior, Jesse Waters, and Greg Bell. It's 5 o'clock in New York City. This.
Okay, I'm watching my show now.
So are you ready for this people? Donald Trump dominating in Super Tuesday states and setting the stage for
Guys, I'm going to end it here and use my other phone, okay? I'll come back on my other phone. All right. Namaste.